How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Norbits Adventures. Today I thought I'd jump on and discuss a piece of equipment that I've been using for months now. I use it probably 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how many water changes I do. I've been using it just for a refiller, as I've set up another system to drain the tanks. But this piece of equipment has been a great piece of kit that I've added, and I am so glad that I stumbled upon it on Facebook many months ago. So yeah, the arse end of last year I was going through Facebook. I'm not too sure if it was a Facebook post or a marketplace ad, but I was going through it and I found it. It was basically talking about a piece of equipment that was going to help cut down water changes and help me, with my ever-expanding fish room. So I sent the guy a message and we had a good old chat, explaining to him what I needed, what I was looking at getting, and he basically come back with me with a whole bunch of ideas, and we come back to a customizable piece of equipment. So obviously I'm talking about the J changes. Not too sure if is J or J, it can be seen both ways, and I've seen someone call it a J changer and a J changer. So I messaged him and we organised getting customizable kits basically sent out and done up. Took him a couple of days, I think it was, to basically put it together. He gave him the measurements of basically the biggest tank I had and the smallest tank I had, and he worked out a way to set it up. So basically he gave me the normal bit you get with the adapter for the end, the valve, which basically is an on-off switch basically, and then obviously the tubing. It came with an adapter as well, so it could extend for my bigger tanks and obviously come up for my smaller tanks. With that as well, he also sent some of these basically headers basically on the end of it. So I've got the stainless steel mesh one, which basically stops any of the critters and crawlies and fry basically getting up into the draining system. And also you got this adapter as well, so you can connect up your siphon hose to it and suck things up. I haven't used these yet. I only ever use these at the start to drain the tanks when I was first learning how to use them. I had great success with the higher level tanks with this. Going down though, the lower it got, the worse it got, as in gravity didn't work very well. The only way I would kind of challenge that or change that would be to chuck on a power head or some sort of thing in between to basically suck out the water as quick as possible. Other than that, it was a great piece of equipment to start with for emptying tanks. Filling up tanks, on the other hand, perfect. I'll show you the other one I got sent. It comes with a normal adapter or a normal head to connect onto the end of it. But as I use a 19mm hose to fill up my tanks, I went into the local Bunnings and grabbed a bigger adapter piece and chucked a 19mm head on it, so I can connect the 19mm straight onto this, and then basically the strainer, hook that into the tank, and off we go with filling. I can do that with all my tanks. I have no issues at all with filling up my tanks that way. And obviously of a switch, flick of the switch, I can turn that off, turn that on. It's great when changing from the top tier to the second tier, and the pressure doesn't build up or cause anything to blow a pooper valve pretty much. But yeah, so I'm not too sure if anyone's seen anyone else pick these up recently. I think Blake's Aquariums has just been sent one. I think you get one of the coloured ones. You can get the coloured ones, you can get mini ones, you can get just normal size ones. I think he does a few different pumps as well. But mine was customised to my own sort of needs. I think it ended up costing me $70 all up, just for the one bit. So I got 2 of them. Haven't had any issues. I've been using for about 6 months, I'd say. I think about 2 weeks ago though, so I was playing around with it, trying to get it off the hose and turn the valve, and snapped off the red dooflicky. So I sent him a message about 2 weeks ago going, hey look, you know, this is what's happened, it's snapped, how do I go about fixing it, because I obviously can't use it because it's pretty much sealed shut unless I get in there and turn it manually with pliers or something. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do there, but I sent him a message going, hey look, that's what that. I was expecting him to obviously help me out with trying to fix it, and he's like, look, I'll send me the measurements of what we had, I'll send you a brand new one. He's obviously upgraded his design since then. I think he's got a better valve system, or a stronger one, not too sure, obviously because it's his design. But yeah, so I've thrown that on there, and so you got the older version one here, so which, you know, you can't really tell the difference, I don't think. The only thing you can tell the difference is how close the valve is. But yeah, so this was the older one, which I still use because I love them. And then you've got the newer version, which took him about a day to get back to me, and he said, look, I'm sending it to you for free, here you go, here's a replacement. So it's definitely a different made valve, and it's the same sort of measurements. And instead of sending me a whole bunch of extra so connectors and stuff, as well, I was like, look, you've got what you need. I'm like, yes. He's like, oh cool, I'll just send it out to you. So it took about a couple of days to get here. Got it. Haven't used this one yet, but I can already tell this valve's a lot stronger than the predecessor. So not too sure why the first one snapped. I said I don't leave it out in the sun. I obviously use it regularly for water changes, so you know, might be wear and tear, but obviously I don't know. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I think I'm a little bit behind the ball with obviously reviewing a piece of equipment. So he's been getting a lot of attention recently, but I thought I'd jump on here and give another perspective from the older kit to the newer kit. You know, obviously he's got a lot of new stuff coming out now as well. The color systems look amazing. Don't really think I need that yet, but I'm always maybe look into getting something different for the smaller tanks. But if you want something that's quick and easy, and you know, definitely helps with getting more tanks, so it stops you having to worry about buckets. I think one of the biggest things I was struggling with when I was looking at this was the fact that I had to carry buckets everywhere. You know, or have to spend $180 on 15 meters of 90mm tubing just to create something that could, you know, get the water in and out of the room without having any issues. The best thing about these is the fact that I can just connect a 19mm hose, which is I use the Pope version of the normal garden hoses, connect it straight up, hook it on, turn it on, let it run. You know, and that's the hardest thing to do, is all got to find something that you could do to make. And obviously now that the fact that you can use it to drain your tanks, or drain it into a bucket, or you know, just drain it into a drain if you had one set up in a fish room, it cuts down your worrying time, and it cuts down the need for anything else really. Best investment I've made to do with water changes. Obviously I've got a second variation I do to drain the tanks, and I love using this to fill up the tanks, so it's kind of helped me massively. Definitely, if you're looking for something that would help you with water changes, I definitely would recommend the Jai Changer. It's helped me massively with water changes, and you know, I've seen a few other people use it now as well, and it's getting out there, so which is great. I'd also like to thank him personally. I wasn't expecting to get a full brand new piece of equipment for a replacement, so again, I thank you very much for that. Wasn't expecting it. I'm very happy with it. It's got my tick of approval. Very professional and a great piece of equipment. I'll definitely throw in the link to his Facebook in the description below. But as always, hit the like button, subscribe, and I shall see you next time.